Ahoy!
Welcome back to Girl Historians.
I'm Carley.
And I'm Blair.
And this is the comedy podcast where we talk about history and our girls.
And today we have a special holiday edition up for you.
Definitely.
Yep. And we're diving in. What are we diving into, Carly?
We're diving into the history of Santa.
I can't wait.
Honorary girl Santa Claus.
Honorary girl Santa Claus.
I originally wanted to do like a real look into like the pagan kind of Yule.
Yeah.
And it's so in the past, and like Christians have seemingly burned every proof of any kind of pagan thing that it was so
because they're witches.
This is the thing.
And ghouls.
Literally, you need to get rid of any proof.
Yes.
But I was like doing it. I was like, this isn't interesting. Like it might be interesting if you're like really into it, but it's not like funny.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what about Santa? And I was like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah. Santa's got lore.
Honestly, and like a squad, a posse.
He has a squad of posse?
He has a posse.
Oh, because the elves.
Yeah, but even other figures as well that we'll get into today.
Spoil it.
I'm not going to say anything else, but that's the truth.
Epic.
Also, I've you know this, but the listeners don't, that I've kind of like entered a psychosis of being obsessed with Christmas.
I love Christmas. I feel like every year I get kind of like falsely accused of being a
Scrooge.
Not even like a Scrooge, just like a Halloween girl, and then I'm like have to reconvince people that
because
like
your hair is red.
Yeah,
and you're like, actually,
because I do like Halloween, but I am a Christmas girl. Like I love Christmas.
It's a lot of fun. Like I'm tis the season. I'm in the spirit of it all.
I love the spirit. I do get like a little moody around Christmas. Like Christmas can be a little difficult, but like I just
But there's something about the feeling even of it that's very like,
it's just so nice. Like I love the music. I want to have another Christmas party.
I love that.
I know you're having a Christmas party.
We can just
have a Christmas party on the same night.
Yeah, and then it's a big fight.
Yeah, we get our friends to pick who they'd rather hang out with.
I don't want to do that. I don't think it's gonna pan out well for me. I don't want to see how that goes.
No, I would never.
I'm gonna blow my nose. So you just kind of talk. I have some kind of the weather in Toronto has been whack for the last 2 months.
I'm overall just kind of vaguely unwell right now.
Yeah, like I came back from Spain and then we had people over to watch the election. Yikes.
And that'll put you in a
and then like a couple people ahead of that were like, hey, just heads up, like have tested for COVID, like I'm negative.
Mm-hmm.
I just am like kind of stuffy from like the weather going so humid and then so cold and then back, like it's just every day is a new can of worms.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's fine. And because I wasn't here, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And now 2 days later, I was like, oh, I'm just kind of allergied.
Yeah.
It's just kind of where I'm operating.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I'll tell a fun Christmas story in the meantime. Have I ever told you about my dad's work Christmas party?
No.
Mm-hmm. When I was a little kid? And we would always get these shirts that were like, they were really cool because he worked at like a record label, and it would always be like a rock and roll Santa and like punk elves, like
hell
making like electric guitars, and these shirts were really sick. And it was at Woodbine Mall where they had this little like indoor kind of like Ferris wheel and like all these like play places or whatever. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. And then every year my mom would throw my shirt away, and I was always like, why is she throwing my shirt away? These shirts are so cool. I want these Christmas shirts. And then I found these photos of me at these Christmas parties, and it was the companies throwing the Christmas party were EMI and Virgin, but the Virgin logo was so much bigger than EMI. So it was just a bunch of kids running around with shirts on that said Virgin in giant red letters.
So she's like, I need to
you
throw
gotta
these
get rid
out.
of the Virgin shirts.
My child is 9, like obviously.
Yeah. Even younger, I was like a child with a shirt that just said Virgin on it.
And people are like,
I Santa Claus.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Okay.
That's kind of funny though.
That
isn't
is
it?
really funny.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wish I had those shirts.
Yeah, now if you wore them, it'd be funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It was funny then, but it'd be like really ironic kind of fun now.
Yeah, it would kind of be like punk rock of me to wear it now. It'd be like, here's my punk elf Christmas shirt.
That tells everyone I'm a virgin.
That tells everyone I'm a virgin. And also it's sized for a toddler.
Baby tee.
See, no one foresaw the baby tee. I never would have thrown out I had a Spice Girl concert t-shirt. Never would have thrown that out.
I know.
Fuck, dude.
I told you about the quilt my mom made when I graduated high school.
Oh, of all your t-shirts?
Yeah, she stole all my favorite t-shirts and like was like, look, I made it into a quilt. I was like, girl, these are my favorite t-shirts.
Girl, I wish you didn't do that, girl.
I wish I could wear them.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's like a really nice way your mom's saying like you can't be seen in public in these shirts anymore.
I know. Well, my mom has a big, like, she's a very wonderful woman, but she has like a tendency to like not really think things through beyond like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Like in her brain, she's like, I should make a quilt.
Yeah.
But then like doesn't think like, she doesn't like stop and think.
She doesn't think like, what's Carley gonna wear?
Yes. Like she's really good in a crisis. Like but like in random shit like that, you're like, I wish you thought for 1 second about the fact that these are my shirts.
And I like to wear them.
I would like to wear them.
There was when Sarah moved in, my roommate moved in April, there was like every time her mom would visit, she would come with these huge box of just like childhood memorabilia of Sarah's.
Great.
And she'd come over and she'd be like, I thought you'd want 7 of your baby albums. And Sarah just had to be like, I guess, because like if I don't,
are you gonna throw them out?
Throw out my baby photos. And I feel like it's something that happens to mothers of a certain age where they're just like, all right, I'm losing my mind.
Well, this is it where it's like, my sister moved out, so like my parents have nobody at home.
Yeah,
but like so like they had to change the rooms into like random different sitting rooms and stuff. So there's like no place. Even for Christmas, we were like, are we going to stay? Because I live close to my parents, but we were like, oh, should we go and stay with them or not? And me and my sister were like, well, there's no beds.
No, like, this is my mother's house too. They have no bed for me.
Not 7. We don't have 7 rooms in the house, but soft launching my family's mansion.
Yeah, we got 7 rooms.
They've turned every room. They just have 2 rogue extra sitting rooms where my sister's room and my room used to be. And I'm like,
no beds.
No guest room.
No.
Not a single guest room. And I'm like, what's the point of having extra rooms? It's my dream.
Yeah.
And this is really showing you how horrible the housing market is. I'm like, I would love to live in a 3-bedroom.
Oh, God.
Have a bedroom, a guest room, and an office. Or even a 2-bedroom where it's like a guest room / office.
Yeah. Insane.
I would love that. I wouldn't want to have 5 sitting rooms, including my regular living room and my dining room, which is kind of connected.
Yeah. No, my mother and my sister live in a 3-bedroom apartment. And when I moved out, my sister took over my room. So now my sister has 2 rooms, which like rocks for her. But they're both just filled with crazy. They're just decorated absolutely insane.
That checks out.
It's like, it's bananas, bonkers. And they got rid of my bed, but then they replaced it with an absolutely unusable futon. Like, it's not like a futon that's even flat. It's one of those like tufted Wayfair futons.
Oh my God.
And so I tried to sleep on it and I was like, why would you do this to me?
Why would you put the little, like it's got like the buttons?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
horrible.
I was like, you can't sleep on this. So I just sleep on the couch.
Oh my God.
And my mother gets up through the night to smoke cigarettes on the balcony. So I get woken up 1,000 times a night and I'm like, I can't stay here anymore. Like my sleep's fucked for weeks.
Yeah. And you have an extra room. Like, it's not like...
That's what I'm saying. But no, they're crazy. So what's to say?
Yeah.
But I feel the same way. I'm like, I feel like I'm just in and out for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just go in. I did that 2 years ago because we went away for Christmas last year, which was iconic. Fun. My mom and her she was like, it was like her first Christmas without her mom. So she was like, we're going to go to Mexico. And I was like, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
Show me where where's the ticket link? I will buy my ticket. Let's go. But 2 years ago, I just like went to my parents' house and then would leave at night. Yeah. And it was honestly a best case scenario. Yes. Because you're not like on top of each other. Yes. So you're still there for the holidays. It's also like what I do like about the holidays is like you get just bare like free time and everyone kind of has more free time. Like everyone's kind of more around.
Yeah. Everyone's just kind of about.
Yeah. So I like that. But then like once it gets to like you're not there for long enough stretches if you go home at night. Where you start fighting with your family.
For sure.
Which I really appreciate because it's
huge.
We fight, like that's just what happens.
Oh, I fight with my mother over nothing. I had gotten a huge fight with my mom the other day over like literally nothing. Yeah. And I was like, why are we even fighting? Like it just feels like you want to yell right now.
Yes, I think that's kind of it. I don't think that like they're like that and generation was like introduced to the concept of like feeling a bad feeling and understanding that you shouldn't release it by taking it out on someone.
Yes.
So yeah.
And let's go back to that.
Honestly, like it's like my dad or my mom will have a fleeting bad feeling and then be like, where do you get the nerve? I'm like, what?
Where's this coming from?
What is happening?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Christmas time.
Yes. Do you have any favorite holiday movies?
Oh, yeah. I love A Christmas Story. That's probably my
Really?
I love A Christmas Story.
Interesting.
Really? You don't?
Not really. But I also think a lot of times your favorite Christmas movies or holiday movies, you have to have like an association
Yeah,
with.
they're not based on like quality of the movie. It's
Like if I
like,
watched it when I was a kid,
Yes.
I think I would probably feel that way. Because it's
Yes.
not like I stand by the quality of the Christmas movies I like. I'm like, well, they're bad, but
Yeah.
I've seen them 500 times.
I love A Christmas Story, I think, because like my parents loved it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like we got like the like leg lamp
Oh my
bobblehead and
God.
stuff like that. Like
That's
it's also
fun.
filmed in Toronto.
I didn't
so
know
it was
that.
like, yeah. So stuff like that. I love Elf. That's probably like my modern pick.
I know. I don't think
So
I've
good.
seen. Oh, I'm gonna wait for that.
We live in a crime-riddled city.
Exactly. The city's not what it used to be since
city's
Bloomberg
not
left.
what it used to be.
Giuliani,
Giuliani.
bring back Giuliani
Bring back
to be the mayor of
Giuliani.
Toronto. By the way, I forget what you were saying.
Oh, Elf. You've seen Elf?
Oh, I've seen Elf too many times, but I love
Yes.
it. It's just
I know.
so because it's actually just objectively a very good Christmas movie.
Yes.
Like it's very funny, which
Yes.
is nice because sometimes like there's stuff that I like that are Christmas movies or holiday movies, but I'm like they're not like well written. But I'm like
Yeah.
Elf is good. I've just seen it so much.
For sure.
One of my all-time faves is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation.
Oh my! I was just gonna say the Rudolph Reindeer claymation. I watch that every year.
Yes.
Does never fails.
That was my Titanic to your obsession with the Titanic. And that like I watched that movie. I was asking my parents, and like from the ages of 3 to 5, I watched that movie like every day, basically. Like just throughout the
It's
year.
also short. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it in years,
Whips
and we
by.
watched it this week.
Yeah.
And it goes. The pacing is gorgeous. It's so misogynist. It's fucking funny.
Really?
Like
That
Rudolph.
rocks.
Spoiler alert! Like runs away.
Spoiler alert for Rudolph the Red.
For the concept of Rudolph. And spoiler alert, he has a red nose.
Yes.
And his father
What
is
a
like,
freak.
and his father and his mother are like, we got to go find him.
Mhm.
So the father goes sleep and she's like, let me come with you. And he goes, no, this is man's work. And then she starts to sob. Like,
Dude, these are reindeer.
I know. I'm like, you're not a man.
You're
You're
a
a
deer.
deer. Stuff like that.
Freak.
But it's actually really funny. And that was also recorded in Toronto. Did you know this?
No, I didn't know that.
Because we were looking up all of the actors and we were like, this actor died in Toronto. This actor died in Toronto. And it's because
Suspicious.
like a lot of stuff that was like voiceover stuff, they would film in Toronto because it was or record in Toronto because it was cheaper.
Nice.
Because like all of the radio play stuff in America got shut down. So it was literally
Oh.
filmed at like Mutual Street, like
That's
right by
so
TMU.
funny.
It's like right by Allen Gardens.
Well, it's
It's a-
probably like CBC.
yeah, it's like an
kinda
open
shit.
lot. Like it's just
That's
like a lot
so
now.
funny.
It's so crazy.
Oh my god.
But I love that movie.
I also love the like original Grinch animated and the like
Yes.
Frosty the Snowman animated.
Another two shorties.
Yeah,
that
exactly. I
just
love those
fly
things.
by.
You could just pop. And then obviously like Love Actually.
Love Actually is a new. I mean,
Even
by
though
new,
I grow
mean,
to hate it more every year,
Oh,
if
it's-
I'm being honest.
I like somebody the other day was like, "What is your favorite storyline from that?" And I was like, I
hate
don't
them
know.
all.
I hate them all.
I wish they left in the lesbians.
Yes.
That would have been mine because they cut the lesbians.
I know. They should recut it so that they cut the lesbians back in. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and take out that horrible like
The
prime-
card?
oh my god, the card, the
And
prime
the prime minister
minister
one where they're like, she's fat, right? And it's a
she's fat and also
normal woman.
23, and it's like what about
And you're
this?
the prime minister. By
Like
the
it's like a
way.
Monica Lewinsky
It's
insert kind of
literally
thing.
a
Where I'm like,
self-insert Monica
what?
Lewinsky, but romantic.
it's crazy.
It's insane.
No, that movie kind of sucks, but I still watch it every year. and
It's
just
one
hate
of
it a
my
little bit more.
favorites.
Oh, I love
stand
it.
by it, but I agree. Like if somebody asks me to actually defend it, I cannot think of a
I'm like,
single
this
thing about it that I
sucks.
like.
This honestly
It's
is bad.
The Keira Knightley thing where it's like her husband's best friend is in love with her and creepily
That's also
films her
crazy. That's
the
also
entire-
weird.
He's like, don't worry guys, I'll film for you. And their wedding video gets destroyed. So she's like, can I just see what you filmed? And then it's just like long shots zoomed
Of her.
in on her face.
Of her.
They're all of May.
They're all of May.
And then
She was
he
also
shows
like
up to the-
17 in that
Yes.
movie or something crazy.
when he shows up to her house and it's just like I love, like, it's like such a
And her husband's in the back. Her husband's there.
His best friend.
It's freak behavior.
It's such freak behavior. It's also like she's giving you no indication that she wants to receive this in any way. She's not like, it'd be different if she was like, you need to tell me how you feel so you can move on. He's like, no, I'm just going to do this. He's your best friend.
Yeah.
It's psychotic. The only one I kind of like, the only storyline I kind of like.
The stand-ins.
Oh, I do like them,
okay,
but
true.
I like the old man rock star and his manager.
Yes.
Those are fun.
Yes.
Where it's at the end, they're just kind of like, he gets invited to like Elton John's holiday party, but then they decide to spend the holidays together.
Yes,
like, that's
I do
sweet.
like that.
I wish I liked the Colin Firth just to go to Portugal or Spain.
Oh, why the fuck? Okay, here's
I hate that one though.
Can you imagine them doing the Love Actually storyboards? It's like, let's get a man who is powerful and then a woman who for some freak reason has no agency.
Yeah, and she can't understand him.
Yeah,
they
which is like, she does not
language.
speak English. But they're in love. Or she's 23 years old and fat. They're in love.
It's crazy.
She's Keira Knightley, 17 years old. Like, it's what
no.
the hell?
And it is that kind of thing. And again, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. I also love that it starts with 9/11. And I think that there is something to be said about this.
It starts with 9/11?
Yeah, he's like, I love airports. One thing about airports, lots of love. As far as I'm concerned, when the planes hit the Twin Towers, the calls from the people on board were not messages of hate or distaste, but those of love. And you're like, oh, the Twin Towers?
9/11. Oop, 9/11 just
dropped.
I
think it is the kind of thing of like, you know, they've tried to recreate the formula with like New Year's Eve or whatever, and nobody can do it because this movie is good, and it's not just about Christmas. Like, it's a Christmas movie, but it's in the days leading up. It's not just like one.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good like formula that nobody can really recreate, but every single fucking storyline is a man deciding he has feelings for a woman.
Yeah.
And not even really caring what she thinks.
No, not at all.
Like, Colin Firth learns, I guess, is it Portuguese?
I think it's Portugal. I think it's Portuguese.
The whole town goes to her when she's also at work, like, and he just speaks in broken Portuguese, like, I want to marry you. And she's like, okay, because the entire town's like, do it.
Yeah.
And then that, like, British teen or whatever, like 20-year-old goes and like has sex with the hot woman in Iowa or whatever.
Oh, it's crazy.
The only one that's not really about that is the is it Liam Neeson? Yeah, Liam Neeson. No.
With the dead mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then it's like the little kid is like, I have a crush on this girl. Like, it's such a weird thing. And this is not me trying to cancel Love Actually, but it does really make you think about our culture in like,
oh yeah, it's weird.
None of those stories really, besides maybe Emma Thompson's, present women in a way of like anything other than to basically be the bearers of men's affection.
For sure.
It's kind of crazy.
No, it's bizarre. And I, again, love
that movie.
Love that movie. Watch it every year. But every year I'm like, I find a new thing where I'm like, You know what movie?
It doesn't get better.
You know what movie I hate? And
what?
People burn me alive for saying this. I do not care for It's a Wonderful Life. I do not care for it.
That is one of Reese's. That's Reese's top 4. I asked him what his Letterboxd top 4 would be.
I know.
We watched
people
it
love
2 years ago with my family. We went over to my family's house and my mom was like fucking off in the kitchen or whatever. Where women should be.
Where women should be. Finally.
Whatever. And like we were just kind of watching it. It was like me, him, and my grandma. And he just openly wept for 40 minutes. Like, I'd never seen anything like it. I was like, are you okay? Like, this has broken something inside of you. I love that movie, but I get it. I had never seen it growing up. I just like it. I love Jimmy Stewart. I think Jimmy Stewart is hot.
Jimmy Stewart, I feel like, has the same birthday as me.
Have we looked this up before? Because he was in that witch movie.
Yes.
You talk about why you don't like It's a Wonderful Life. And I'll
here's
look
the thing.
up
I think
Jimmy
I need
Stewart.
to rewatch it.
But what is your problem with it?
I just found it really irritating. Where I was like, it's like, your life is fine, dude. Like, why are you so depressed? And then that little kid, I remember like that kid, I think like child actors in movies of that era just like grind my gears.
And that's fair.
Daddy, every time a bell rings, an angel gets, shut up.
Yeah.
She's so irritating.
Here's what I do like about it. I think it's objectively funny for your girlfriend, your wife, ? If you never existed to become like a spinster librarian. And he like chases her down the street like screaming at her, being like, wait. And she's like, get away from me.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Also, like, I feel like I hate when children know they're cute when they're in movies and stuff like that. I remember there was this one girl I knew. I went to Girl Guides with her. I won't say what movie she was in because it'd be really easy to find her. fucking bitch thought she was so cute, thought she was so awesome, pissed me the fuck off.
I know.
Kids like that drive me crazy.
Well, you have to think about like the psychology of like their parents constantly telling them they're so cute. And like imagine as a kid being aware of your physical form at all.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly. No, it is crazy.
Yeah.
I have to hold space for that, I feel.
I like It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but I do like it a lot because I
should rewatch it.
I think it's fun when Christmas movies are really sad. I think that's fun.
Yeah. I do love A Christmas Carol.
Obviously.
My favorite of all time.
Oh, yes. I love A Muppet's Christmas Carol is so good.
Perfect
I love
movie.
A Christmas Carol. I also love White Christmas.
Never seen it.
Oh, we should watch it. I think
I'd
they're
be
going
down.
to put it in theaters. Like, I think Cineplex is putting it in theaters
Okay,
this year.
let's go.
So let's go.
I'm addicted to going to movies.
Me too.
It's the
I
only
have seen 94 movies this year.
in theaters.
No, but just in general.
That's great.
I know.
One year I watched 100 movies, and that was a good
trying
year.
to get to 100. That's my
huge.
goal.
Oh my God, you'll get there.
I'll get
Easy.
there.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. But what I like about it is it's got White Christmas. The song is, I think, one of my favorite Christmas carols.
Yeah, that's good.
And the whole thing is like they're at an inn and they're like a famous kind of like duo, like a musical duo,
Like
and
a
they have like
doo-wop-y.
like a vaudevillian kind of like tap dance moment. And then there's two sisters who are there with them too, and they're at the inn because they want to honor, like, it's owned by the general who was their general in the war.
Mm-hmm.
And like they want to honor him by like putting on like a big show or whatever. And it is just really beautiful. I really think I watched Tampopo the other day.
Cool.
Loved it. And they had this scene where a bunch of people sang like a song in a choir kind of moment.
Nice.
And it's the exact same thing I feel with White Christmas, where I'm like, baritone erasure.
I know.
And bass erasure.
I know. It's a fucking tragedy.
We don't get full harmonies like that anymore.
No, this is the era into
somebody
veification, and we come back. It's disgusting.
And it feels like scratching such a good itch in the back of your brain when you feel like when you hear a really full harmony.
It's beautiful.
I love it. And they have a lot of that in White Christmas.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
We should watch it. I'll see when they're playing it at Cineplex because I would love to see that.
I know, I would love to. I'm trying to keep my December open so I can just do Christmas activities.
That's fun.
Because sometimes I just get like wrapped into working all these like holiday parties and stuff, and then I get depressed because I miss my holiday parties.
Yeah.
So
and your holiday experience. And your November is kind of crazy.
I know my November is bonkers.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're sliving.
We're sliving.
We're sliving.
Can I do an impression of Jimmy Stewart?
Yeah.
In It's a Wonderful Life?
Please.
Oh, the old building and loans. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
I love that.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Also, I do think that the Harry Potter movies are Christmas movies.
Agreed.
Yeah. Especially Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, I love that movie.
And the first one. Honestly, the first three are very Christmas movies for me.
Yes. I watched Prisoner of Azkaban in theaters this year because they were playing it at Carlton
Great
Cinemas.
movie.
So good. I watched it in the middle of when I was doing my like Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts movies. And it was such a stark
how
difference.
far we've fallen.
Like The Prisoner of Azkaban is just a great movie.
Yeah.
It's just a really, really good movie.
Also, that era of you doing Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, yeah.
Someone asked me the other day, they were like, well, do you watch like Carley's YouTube videos? And I was like, like sometimes I will to like, if it's something I'm interested in or something I'm supportive, but sometimes it's just like
what I've already said to you.
Yeah, it's just like I've been hearing nonstop about Fantastic Beasts for 3 weeks. I'm probably not
gonna watch.
Probably not gonna watch your video on it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But yeah, but it, I like to know that it's there and other people are also getting this information that you have.
Yes, I was telling someone about this the other day where I was like, I would find it actively stressful if my friends watched my videos all the time. Like, it's one thing if it's like quietly doing it, but just being like, just watch your new video.
Watch your new video, have thoughts. Hey, have some thoughts I want to bounce off you.
So stressful.
Have some notes.
I have some big notes.
I have some notes. Have some staging ideas for you. Have some
Yeah,
staging
you're
ideas.
directing now.
Yeah, I'm directing.
Shall we talk about Santa?
Yeah, let's get into Santa Claus.
Santa M. Claus.
I can't wait. Santa?
He doesn't, I don't think his middle name is
Santa
M.
Murray Claus.
His middle name is Murray.
What would the funniest nickname for Santa be?
Nickname?
Santa Brat Claus.
Oh, God.
There's going to be a brat Santa this year. How annoying is that?
Don't give SNL ideas.
Did you see the SNL preview for the show?
I did. That's why I was. was thinking about because I saw it and I was like, guys, I am in the trenches defending SNL because I do think SNL is funny.
Yes, same.
But it is a personality thing of like the reason I think actors are generally okay. Like you need somebody who's gonna like play ball and look kind of stupid or make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching 30 Rock. I'm watching 30 Rock right now. And James Franco is a nasty guy. Like, let's say that. They have him in an episode where he's playing himself who's in love with a Japanese body pillow. And I'm like, there are very few people who would be willing to be like, I am James Franco and I am in love with a Japanese body pillow. Like, there is a certain thing that I think you need to succeed in comedy.
Yeah.
Of being able to really make fun of yourself and also look bad.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think Charlie XCX can do that. Like,
no,
I don't think she's interested in looking bad.
Curated of an image, and I respect that. Like, I don't. That's why she's her to do musician. Comedy, exactly. Yeah. But that's why Ariana Grande is such a good host because, like, I think she is in her essence just like a little freak theater kid.
Yeah, she wants to like make fun of herself. Like, she wants to. That like Domingo sketch is so funny because she's singing bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And like she's like, yeah, I'll sing bad. People know I sing good, so
yeah, exactly.
Why would I not?
Even
sing
that one
bad?
Where she dresses up as that little like kid who's been castrated.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
I'm like, she's funny. Really funny.
She's funny. Really funny. She's got like a 7,000-yard stare. Like it's like, and she like her and Bo and Yang making out in that charade sketch. Like she does. Funny. She plays ball, but I think it's harder if you're not like an actor.
Yes, for sure.
Or like there is a certain thing of like I think athletes are so confident that they can often be good on SNL.
Yes, for sure.
Because they don't really care. Not all the time, but like
sometimes you get. Sometimes
they're funny because like even though they can't really act, they're like okay,
sure, whatever. Yeah. But that's kind of like in real life. Like even every once in a while doing like theater in university or whatever, you get like a super jock just show up to like, it was like truly the Glee effect where it was like, oh, so you're not like overly talented, but you have so much confidence and you're not worried at all about looking dumb or stupid or not hot because you just exist in this world where you're known as like hot and confident.
Yes, you don't care.
Yeah, that you're just like, oh, you're amazing in this.
Yeah.
Like we found that with like the improv team too. We always would get like a rogue like athlete who was like, okay, wait, so why are you really good?
Why are you so good?
Why are you so good at improv, dude? Like they'd be like, I don't know. This is just filling my time between golf team practice.
Yeah, great.
Why does Queens have a golf team?
That's
why
really scary.
No, you know, I said it out loud and it makes sense.
It actually really checks out a lot, really but it's kind of horrifying.
Dude, Queens going down the gutter with the Elon Musk claim. We've really disowned him.
I know, and you should. You should not be proud of that.
No, it was bad. He lived in the same res as me. Not at the same time. I'm very young. I know he sucks.
I do not like him. I know that's not like a hot take, but I just really sometimes need to say it.
But I remember like even a few years ago, it was just kind of like, he was kind of dorky. You know what I mean? Like, but it was kind of like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, I was like, I don't Elon like Musk. You, but I think that like Tesla is good. Like the advent of that car is good.
Environmental, whatever.
But now I'm just like, okay, you've actually done two.
Yeah, now you're a super villain.
Yes.
You're like, Lex Luthor.
Literally. And he made Chloe Feynman cry on SNL.
Which is crazy. But she also looks like she cries easily.
I know, but
no, it's evil.
Yeah, because I think then why wouldn't she cry every time? And I think it's somebody who just being so rude to your face.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like just being like, this is not funny. And you're like, listen, you don't know what's funny.
It's also just kind of shocking when someone's that rude to your face. Like, I feel like I would cry out of shock more than I would actually having my feelings hurt.
Yeah, and it's just like you're so tired there. Like, you're in a deficit. And it would just frustrate me because I'd be like, you don't know anything about comedy. I don't go into Tesla and say the science makes no sense.
You kind of look like Chloe Feynman, I'm realizing.
I get that
You kind of look like her.
The time.
I've never thought of it before, but you kind of do.
I really get that a lot. But I think it's because, like, she's a comedian, first of all, so people kind of see that. And we're both blonde. Yeah. With kind of a big face. Yeah. And thick eyebrows. Like, it's one of those things where we're not like exactly the same.
No. But you could play sisters in a movie.
Exactly. That kind of.
I think that's the best place to exist with celebrity lookalikes.
You don't want to look exactly the same.
You don't want to look exactly the same, but you kind of want to be like, you know, casting. Hey.
Yeah. Or the kind of thing where I'm like, oh, well, Chloe Feynman's in this project, so unless I'm her sister, they're not going to cast me. Yes, because it would just be weird.
It'd be so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into Santa Claus. I just had to quickly cover Elon Musk.
Fair. And fair. Okay, so this is
I'm so excited.
I know. Let's just actually get into it. No, I'm actually not going to do any disclaimers. We're just going to jump in.
Okay.
So Santa Claus traces his roots. Sorry, it's a funny way to say that.
Santa Claus, the man.
The man of Santa Claus. You can trace the roots of Santa Claus back to Saint Nicholas, a monk born around 280 AD in Patara, which is modern day Turkey.
Okay.
So he's a Turkish king.
Turkish king.
A Turkish delight.
Turkish
Sexy.
delight. Also, that's Narnia. I consider kind of a Christmas movie.
I'm so excited for the Greta Gerwig one because
What?
You don't know that there's going to be Greta Gerwig Narnia?
There's a Greta Gerwig Narnia?
Yeah, she's making it.
A movie?
Yes.
Of what? Which one?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I believe.
Oh, okay. I was hoping we get
Like at the one before that.
like an expanded universe.
Well, I think if it does well, maybe.
Okay,
because the first movie didn't really do well because it kind of went rogue on the books, I believe. I haven't read that book in forever. I should probably just reread it.
I know. I would love to reread Narnia. I jumped all around in Narnia. I never read the whole thing.
Neither did I.
Whatever. Okay, wait, that's so exciting. That's news to me.
Okay, I'm
You
excited to
just
break the
broke that
news. Yeah. I don't know who's in it. I guess Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet. If I had to guess.
Mr. Thomas and the White Witch, I suppose. Since
oh my God.
But she will try to get them as Edmund and Lucy.
Get me Timothée Chalamet. Honestly, I feel like post Wonka, Timothy wants to be Mr. Tumnus.
No, I feel like
he wants to be freaky.
He makes good choices of film roles.
I hold near and dear to my heart that taking an edible and watching Wonka was one of the best theater experiences I've had this year.
Oh yeah, I had an amazing time at
Wonka.
The
songs weren't that good, but
it was so fun.
It was fun.
It was beautiful. I sobbed.
Yeah,
I just thought it was great. It was so fun.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman in that terrifying little glass case. Nightmare
No,
fuel.
Hugh Grant. Hugh Jackman is with Sutton Foster now.
Sorry, Hugh Grant.
It's crazy that in Wonka they put Hugh Jackman in a little glass case.
I'm clearly not keeping up with Deadline.
Because I feel like he said there's like an interview where Timothée Chalamet was talking in French and Hugh Grant was like, Je suis Oompa Loompa. Or something like that. I feel like that happened. Je suis Oompa Loompa.
Can't wait for Wicked.
Yes.
Woo!
So Saint Nicholas was renowned for his generosity,
and
he used his inherited wealth to help those less fortunate than him.
Was he real?
I mean, he was a monk in AD,
so it's
real.
Exist.
Like allegedly, yeah, but it's AD. It's 200 years after Jesus died. Like,
okay,
I think he's real.
Okay.
With Christian
so he's
history,
probably real.
You don't really know. I think he was real.
Okay.
Like in the same way, like isn't like Mother Teresa like a saint, right? And like Saint Patrick was real, right? Christians are listening to this like scraping their ears out. They're so pissed at us.
Sorry.
No, you're
sorry,
fine.
Christians.
So he became famous for these acts of kindness, and his most notable act of kindness. Do you want to guess what it is?
Giving gifts to children.
No, providing
Shaving
dowries for 3 impoverished sisters.
Oh my God. Okay, slay.
He wouldn't let these poor sisters get married.
Like, we're going to get you married.
Because of their dowries.
Facts.
So this act established him as the patron saint of children.
Interesting jump from dowries to children.
But go off.
All right.
So the transformation of Saint Nicholas into Santa Claus is a gradual process because obviously we know Santa Claus's nickname is Saint Nick kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
good old Saint Nick.
As the time of like, okay, so if we're talking about Christmas is celebrated obviously as the birth of Jesus Christ, but like the teachings and lessons of Saint Nick kind of gave us when we think about like, oh, the Christmas season is about giving. We need to give back to the less fortunate, all that stuff. That's like where we know that's where this comes from. Okay. So in the 17th century, Dutch settlers introduced the tradition of Sinterklaas to North America.
Sorry. Sinterklaas is coming over tonight. He's going to give me a present of odds.
And Sinterklaas obviously eventually becomes Santa Claus. Like if we're anglicizing Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas.
Oh, you mean Santa Claus.
Oh, you mean Santa Claus? No, Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas, one word. 2 A's in a row. Klaas, by the way. What the Dutch are doing with language is not right. Yeah. They love a double vowel.
Horrifying. Love that for them.
Okay.
8.
So in Germany, St. Nicholas Day is celebrated on December 6th.
Okay.
This is for St. Nicholas, patron saint of children.
And dowries.
And this is where children receive small gifts in their shoes or boots.
Okay.
Which eventually obviously becomes stockings.
Yes.
Right?
Imagine you put your shoe on, you just step on like a kitten.
Crunch. You're like, I'm just gonna go.
Oh,
I'm just gonna go to work.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
What did you do now?
And he goes, did I do that?
Did I do that? Santa Claus.
Did I do that?
Did I do that?
Santa Claus. Did you put a kitten in my shoe? Oops.
Santa Claus, did you put a frog in my boot?
Since I do that.
Was it me? Oh, did I do that? Oopsies. Sorry, I'm Santa Claus. Oh.
So Santa Claus is the Dutch figure of this. The German figure is okay. Let me walk through this. The German Santa Claus figure is Weihnachtsmann, the Christmas man.
Okay.
In some parts of Germany, he is believed to bring the main Christmas presents on December 24th. So again, when I was talking about before, there's like different Christmas figures.
Yeah. Okay.
So Saint Nick brings gifts on Saint Nicholas Day on December 6th.
Yes.
Weihnachtsmann brings them on December 24th.
Okay.
You know?
And then regular real Santa is on the 25th.
Yeah, I guess so. German parents are in the hole in December. There's so many gifts they have to give out.
That's rough.
In some regions of Germany, children write letters to Christkind, also known as Christ Child.
Okay.
Which is often depicted as a young girl with angelic qualities who delivers presents.
So me.
Yes, this tradition is promoted by Martin Luther during the Protestant Reformation to shift focus away from saints. To be like, we're starting a new Protestant tradition.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of tying into Henry VIII a little bit. Wow.
If Henry
we're staying on topic,
didn't want to divorce Catherine of Aragon, we would have never gotten Christ Child.
Good.
Right?
Oh.
So some other German Christmas figures include.
Jeez, what's with the Germans?
I know. Well, so much of sorry, I've highlighted the entire page.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's a nightmare. I'm sorry.
Stop.
They've made Canva really bad. Just as a side note, they've updated the Canva app.
I saw this.
Unusable.
What is so wrong with the old format?
Because they're like, well, now we have AI in it. And I'm like, well, I can't click the text box to type in more text.
Because I need to use AI to do it now, I guess.
Exactly. Whatever.
Crazy.
Life is ass.
Life is ass.
Life is fucking ass.
So a lot of Christmas traditions like basically all come from Germany. Christmas trees come from Germany as well. They're called like Tannenbaums, which is funny because of the Royal Tannenbaums.
Okay.
So stuff like that. So when we think about Christmas and Yule, which it's kind of based on, a lot of the traditions come from Germany, which is why we have so many German Christmas figures. These ones are fucking funny to me and I have to read them to you.
Okay.
We have Necht Ruprecht.
Okay.
He's a companion to Saint Nicholas,
Awesome.
often portrayed as a rugged man in brown or black robes.
Okay.
So his primary functions, because they all have different little roles.
So his live-in partner.
Yes, exactly. His roommate.
Yeah, his roommate.
So he assists Saint Nicholas on his gift-giving rounds.
Awesome.
He questions children about their behavior and their ability to pray.
Okay.
He rewards good children with apples, nuts, and gingerbread.
Okay.
And he punishes naughty children with his bag of ashes or gives them coal sticks or stones.
Okay.
So he's kind of like Santa's grumpy boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't pray? I hope you enjoy this bag of ashes.
Bag of ash, you fucking freak.
Yeah, you fucking freak. Then, of course, we have Krampus.
Oh, okay.
Who's kind of famous for his new movie that came out
I don't know much
ago.
about Krampus.
Okay, so he's a horned anthropomorphic figure who punishes misbehaving children.
And of course the Germans came up with this.
Yes.
They were like, we can have a nice man who delivers gifts, but we also need a horned evil spirit.
We need Christmas Devil.
We obviously need Christmas Devil.
Exactly.
There can't be Christmas good guy without Christmas Devil.
Exactly. The children must fear Krampus.
Sorry, quick side note.
Yes.
Did you know that movie Red One that came out?
Yes.
Where it's like the hardcore Santa Claus
which is written by AI, by the way.
Written by AI. They submitted it for Best Picture at the Oscars.
No! Really?
Obviously, it's not going to get nominated, but like,
why would you know submit it?
They put out those things like for your considerations, like
for Red One.
For Red One, like out of every movie this studio made this year, they looked at Red One. They were like, "Yep, that's the one. Best Picture." I think it's got legs.
When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
First of all, J.K. Simmons will seemingly take on any job for money. I was like, "You're a good actor."
Yeah, he's great.
You were in Whiplash. Why are you playing buff Santa in Red One? That's not right.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Krampus. So Krampus is believed to have pre-Christian origins and possibly stemmed from like pagan traditions. Okay, cool.
Yule and whatnot. A lot of like pagan Christmas is obviously not Christ Mass. It's like the solstice, right? Yeah. Some folklorists suggest he might be the son of Hel, the North god of the underworld.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting because Hel is hell. Do you know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Like hell is where the devil lives, but Hel is also the son of the Norse god of the underworld.
Oh, okay.
And Krampus, by the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Cramp.
So here's how Krampus is typically depicted. Horned anthropomorphic figure, as I said before. Half goat, half demon.
Okay.
Classic.
As you do.
Covered in dark fur with cloven hooves.
Checks out.
Possessing a long pointed tongue.
Okay. So he's hot.
And he carries chains with him. I was trying to like look up why he carries chains.
So he's a freak.
And some people interpret it as a symbol of binding the devil, like by the Christian church.
Okay.
Like I don't really understand that.
Chains are like symbolic, I guess. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's like he's carrying it around. Like he's not bound.
Yeah.
But he's carrying them around as a symbol of the devil being bound to the Christian church or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
There can't be light without darkness.
So here's what Krampus is all about. So he appears on Krampus Knock, Night of Krampus, which is December 5th, the eve of St. Nicholas Day.
Okay.
He punishes misbehaving children.
With the chains.
Yes, with his chains. While St. Nick rewards them if they're well behaved.
Wait, he punishes children with chains?
Well, no, he actually punishes them with a bundle of birch sticks.
Does he hit them?
I think so. I think he definitely gives them maybe he gives them the sticks because remember,
because
the other guy Santa's grumpy boyfriend gives them ashes and sticks and stones and shit. But when I was reading this, I was like, Krampus is hitting. Like, why would he be scary if he's not? First of all, he has no hands. He's got cloven hooves and a tongue. So I don't know what's the story there. But I think for me, if I'm fearing Krampus, it's because I'm not just fearing getting sticks. I'm fearing being hit by a bunch of sticks.
Yeah, it's really funny how like the big threats of all these people are like they're gonna leave you a stick and a rock,
and you're like, that's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Like I guess I'd rather get a pair of mittens.
Yeah, it would be nice to get like an orange
or a cinnamon stick.
But like, it's not the worst thing to have.
Children love oranges.
In the past.
Yeah, exactly.
And in other more extreme versions, especially ones tied to more like pagan tradition, he eats the misbehaving children or carries them to the underworld.
Okay,
so he's kind of metal. So if you're keeping kind of note of the Santa posse, we have Saint Nicholas.
Yes.
Sinterklaas.
Yes.
The Dutch version.
Yes.
Which we'll get to in a second because he has some lore as well.
Okay.
Let me think of what's his name again. What's the
God, I cannot.
Neck Ruprecht. Neck Ruprecht, Santa's boyfriend, who travels with him and gives kids sticks and ashes.
Yes.
And then Krampus, who's like a goat demon who beats kids with birch sticks or eats them alive if they're bad.
Yeah.
So what I thought was kind of interesting is like a lot of like the modern kind of interpretation of Santa has combined all these as opposed to like before it was like, well, Santa's nice. Saint Nick is nice.
Yeah.
But his friend is going to test you on your ability to pray. Mm-hmm. And if you fail, you will be taken to the underworld by Krampus.
Yeah, but now Santa's just been made to be all of these people.
Exactly.
It's classic downsizing.
Exactly. It's shrinkflation.
Yeah, we're gonna give you someone else's job to also do, but then we're not paying you anymore.
Exactly.
You just have more work to do.
But definitely Santa got paid in exposure bucks because he's the one.
He's got the most exposure. Crazy exposure.
Yes.
Canadian citizen Santa Claus.
Is that true?
I don't know. It's just when you address to Santa, you mail it to Canada, the North Pole, Canada.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe they don't do that in the States. Maybe
I don't
they
think
just
they
do that
in the
Canada.
States. I think they just do it in
Where
Canada.
do you mail your letters to?
The North Pole.
The North Pole? But what country do you put?
I guess United States. I don't really remember.
The North Pole, United States, Carly, that makes no sense.
Well, the North Pole isn't really in Canada either.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not, because
it's disputed land. It might be Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not about to mail my letter to Santa to Russia, am I?
No, I'm not giving Putin that
There's
information.
no way that American children mail their letters to Santa to the North Pole, United States.
But I don't think people put Canada. I think you just say the North Pole.
The North Pole, that's great. That's crazy.
I think we might have said the North Pole, Americans, sound off in the comments.
Yeah, Americans, where do you
sure.
mail to Santa?
I mean,
that makes no sense. The North Pole, United States is crazy.
The North Pole, Canada doesn't really make any sense either.
Yes, it does.
It's not land.
It is
not
land.
It's ice.
Yeah.
That's not land?
It's ice that Canada owns.
No.
Or Russia.
Exactly. Disputed.
Okay, whatever. We can't fight about this.
No, we've got too much to go through.
Pretty angry, but...
Okay. So another member of Santa's posse is Bell's Nickel. One word.
Okay.
So he's from Northwest Germany, and he's a fur-clad figure who accompanies Santa as well. He's depicted as wearing...
Can we tell you what this guy does?
Yeah, he's depicted as wearing dirty, tattered clothes. And he may have a blackened face or wear a mask.
Okay.
Yeah. He carries a sack of treats and also a switch, which is a small whip.
What is with all these... Why are they always whipping?
They want to whip the kids. They sometimes wear deer antlers, which suggests that Bell's Nickel has like pagan origins.
Okay, cool.
Again, because of like a lot of times in pagan tradition, like people are half animal or whatever, right? So he visits the home 1 to 2 weeks before Christmas, but you don't know when he's stopping by. Okay? He raps on the window to announce his arrival. Horrifying.
Oh my god.
Okay, Bell's Nickel is here with his whip.
Freak behavior. Hey, you guys ready to get whipped today by Bell's Nickel? He's rapping on the window.
He questions children about their behavior, and he rewards the good children with treats and punishes the naughty children with his switch. He whips the naughty children.
That's crazy.
And he asks children to recite Bible verses or poems. Which
okay,
doesn't
wait.
mean you're good or bad.
Are these kids getting visited by every single one of these men?
December is a stressful time for the children of Germany.
I'm not panicked.
Early December, you have to worry about Krampus, who's coming in December 5th. Then you have Saint Nick to kind of take the heat off.
December 6th.
Yeah, then the 1 to 2 months before Christmas.
1 to 2 months?
Oh, 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Bell's Nickel is coming to ask you to recite your Bible verses. And then on Christmas, you have Santa, but also Necked Rupert or whatever his name is.
Why the hell was Christmas just like psychological torture for children?
It's like the MCU. It's the extended Santa universe. Like there's like a million little filthy guys with weapons who accompany Saint Nick to your house and are like, hey, recite this Bible verse or poem
or I'm gonna whip you with my
chains.
switch and my chains. Like, okay.
It is so true of like so many like older kind of like, this is true about like fairy tales as well, but like so many like older folk tales and stuff are so violent.
It's for what?
To like terrify children, but
what?
it is also like I feel like that's more terrifying to us.
Yeah.
Whereas like children are just kind of like the life is so senseless to them already. Yeah. They're like, okay.
They're like, hope I get an orange this year, not whipped with chains.
Yeah, because the devil is pretty freaky.
No, the devil's scary. But I even remember as a kid, I was like really put off with the idea of Santa coming into my house.
Really?
Like I was like a little bit like, I don't know about this.
That's good.
I don't know about this.
I bought in so much.
I bought in. I was just sort of like not super cool with a man coming into my house.
No, that's fair. I think that's actually good. I did not think about that at all. I can't believe it never occurred to me that like it wasn't possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the logistics of the flight don't really make any sense. And why would Santa be making store-bought toys in his lab or whatever?
Yeah.
It didn't really make any sense.
I just figured he had a deal with Sears.
That honestly makes more
sense.
sense.
And I also always pictured him coming through the front door and probably, used magic.
Yeah, the magic got me pretty far. Did you ever use the Santa tracker?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that was big.
Yeah, the Santa tracker. Yeah. I still check it.
And that's why you guys should check out my new website, Bell's Nickel Tracker. So you can see where he is in the world, so you can be prepared for when he raps on your window.
It's just you with antlers and a whip.
Rapping on windows.
It should be your Christmas party. Everyone has to dress up as a pagan Santa posse member.
It's not a Christmas party. It's a Bell's Nickel party. Yeah. We will all be reciting poems and Bible verses for when he stops by, because I will not be switched again this year.
We're doing a white elephant, but there are some oranges and some whips, and you don't know what you're going to get.
You might get a bundle of birch sticks.
Yeah, you might get a bag of ash.
And that's part of it.
Okay. Amazing.
Okay. So everything. Okay, now we get to talk about Sinterklaas.
Okay. Epic.
Because Sinterklaas, like a lot of these, like Saint Nick was introduced to the kind of like modern iteration of Santa is North American.
Yes.
And it gets introduced by German immigrants, and Sinterklaas gets introduced obviously by Dutch immigrants, and then that kind of, as it goes along,
they metamorph into one.
Yes, because I don't talk about it a lot in this, but through my research, like Puritans obviously hated Christmas, like
because they're so famously fun.
They're so anti-fun that it was like banned in the 1600s in Boston from celebrating it. Like,
oh my god!
So like early settlers didn't necessarily really celebrate Christmas
because
I'm so
it's like fucking sick of the Puritans after doing the Salem witch season.
I'm like, we're done with you.
Oh my god, they're so irritating.
I know. So like a lot of Christmas until it was introduced by these like more like Christmas was like, oh, the birth of Christ, but like we're just it was kind of boring and like sad and like repent for your sins and let's think about Jesus.
Yeah.
But when the Dutch and German immigrants introduced it in America, people were like, this actually seems like a lot of fun and we should just do that. Because these are again like different holidays as well that all kind of get anamorphed into like just Christmas.
Yes.
Because we don't celebrate like St. Nick's Day. We're like, okay, St. Nick will just come on Christmas.
Yeah.
And these other characters are kind of shady and scary.
And we don't really want to do that.
This Bell's Nickel guy, why is he rapping on the windows of children? Why does he have a whip?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's too much to explain.
It's a lot of lore, and I love it. Personally, but I understand.
Can you imagine sitting your children down as soon as like their brains start functioning? You go, "Hey, Bell's Nickel is going to come,"
and also Krampus,
They're all kind of
also
one by one.
Rupert, and also Saint Nick.
Yeah, I know. I tell you not to talk to strangers, but
there's
we're about to have
be
like
5 strange men in our house.
5 strange men with different weapons and or treats, and you don't really know which one you're gonna get.
Yes, but any other time, don't accept treats from strangers except for this time, and only if it's Krampus or Bell's Nickel or Saint Nick.
Or Saint Nick, yeah.
Okay.
Sinterklaas.
In Dutch tradition, Sinterklaas is depicted as an elderly, stately figure who arrives by Spain on a steamboat.
By Spain? Like he hops on a ship in Spain.
He's from Spain.
Okay.
He hops on the ship to head to the Netherlands.
Okay.
A steamboat.
Okay. This is a fairly modern tradition.
The Dutch believed that Santa lived in Spain and would visit annually on December 6th to check on the children's behavior.
Okay.
So we should all go. I was just in Santa's homeland.
Yeah. Weird you didn't think to visit him.
Yes. The connection to Spain might stem from the tradition of bringing mandarin oranges because Spain has really good oranges. I will say, when I was in Spain, I would have orange juice like every day and be like, if I was Spanish and then came to North America and ordered orange juice, I'd be so pissed.
I believe you.
I'd be like, what is this shit? Because it's so delicious there and fresh.
This is like apparently like French milk is really good. Have you been to France?
I have, but forever ago. I didn't have milk there.
Okay, I've never been to France, but I only really want to go to try the milk. I don't really have any other interest in going to France. No offense.
A lot of
love the French.
Like produce, like you don't have to refrigerate eggs in the EU.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is insane.
Fucking sucks here.
Yes, it sucks.
It sucks here, dude. Okay, whatever. So he's from Spain because they have amazing oranges that we don't have here.
Yes, and also the connection to Spain is because relics relating to the actual Saint Nicholas, like the man from 260 AD who helped the girls with the dowry, were transported to Naples, I guess, to be I don't know.
Married, hopefully.
Well, no, these are the relics. So it's like the relics were just there to be a part of the Kingdom of Naples. I don't know if they were like in a church or in a museum or what the situation is there.
Okay. Love that.
Okay, so Sinterklaas originated during the Middle Ages, and I would have to assume that the steamboat is new because it was the Middle Ages.
Yeah,
so probably. The celebration of Sinterklaas started as a feast to help the poor. So it'd be like a massive like village feast, and you would put money in shoes. Because again, like Saint Nicholas was all about like giving to the poor. So it'd be like, oh, we're gonna have a big feast for the village so the poor people can eat, and we're gonna put money in people's shoes and that kind of thing.
That's nice.
And this eventually evolved to giving presents to children and putting stuff in their stockings and whatever, right? And then eventually it became a lively street festival.
Beautiful.
With costumes and role reversals.
Okay.
I don't really know what that means. I would assume it's like the children, like kind of like Halloween vibes.
Yeah.
Children have power and like the poor are power. I don't know.
Okay. Rock on. Love the sound of that.
So the Dutch immigrants brought Sinterklaas to America in the 17th century. It is first mentioned in a New York newspaper in 1773.
Cool.
Washington Irving's 1809 book portrays St. Nicholas as a jolly pipe smoker. So this is like kind of, we're getting close to the modern. Yeah. So he was
We're seeing jolly pop up.
Exactly. He was inspired by St. Nicholas. Like people are now like, oh, have you heard about these Dutch and German traditions? Like these are kind of fun. Like love that. He's like, what if he's a jolly figure? And what if we get rid of all these horrific side characters?
Yeah.
I've got some punch-up notes.
Yeah.
Lose the switch.
Yeah, lose the switch.
The bag of ash.
The bag of ash. Lose the devils.
Yeah, and the guy who walks around in filthy rags with Santa. Why is he there?
Why doesn't Santa lend him a coat?
Yes. Why? If St. Nick is so generous.
Simply if one of my friends showed up in filthy rags, I'd help them out.
Yes, if I'm known for being generous.
Yeah.
So.
Only if I'm known for being generous.
So that's in 1809. And then in 1821, we get Clement Clarke Moore's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Okay.
Iconic.
Wait, what year again?
1823.
Okay.
1823.
'Twas the night before. That's an
Christmas
epic.
And all through the house. Not a creature was stirring,
not even a mouse.
So this is where we get like, this really popularizes like what we modernly accept as Santa.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Because like, okay, pre-1931, when like, which is when I guess like he gets really, really like solidified as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He is depicted as a tall, gaunt man or a spooky elf with his clothing varying from bishop robes to Norse huntsman attire. Because again, like it's like, there's no like monoculture. Right?
No.
And he's being adapted from like 5 different guys.
Yeah. They're just
North
sort
America.
of like average German Dutch man.
And you can't like Google what is how to do Santa Claus this year. You just have to like hear it from a friend or read it in a newspaper being like, by the way, Santa actually has a switch and he walks around in robes.
And he's gaunt.
He's gaunt as fuck.
That's a bad adjective. No one wants to be described as gaunt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then over the course of him being described as jolly in the 1809 book, and then in 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and then finally in the 1930s, Thomas Nast of Condé Nast, he illustrates in Harper's Weekly Santa. And if you look at these, it's like Santa. Like these illustrations, I have it here. I'll show you.
Okay.
Like it's giving Santa.
Yep.
You know, as we know him to be. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we like really settle in on what he looks like. Of course, his like involvement. You know the whole like Santa Coca-Cola thing?
Yeah.
Like Santa is in red because Coca-Cola is like absolute.
Yeah.
He would be.
He would be in red for Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
For sure.
And then what?
Okay, I love that. Also, for the audio listeners, it's just like a very old-timey picture of a chubby guy with a little curly mustache and a red suit.
Yeah, look up Thomas Nast Santa illustration if you can see. It's like an old-timey thing. But then because of that and because of Coca-Cola, we get him in his modern iteration.
Yes.
And that's the history of Santa.
Okay, slay.
That was fun. I mean, it's a little kind of like disjointed because there is just a lot of being like, and then this, and then this. And then they brought it to America. And over the course of 200 years, he became Santa.
But that's so interesting too, because I feel like it's only now I'm really realizing that a lot of holidays and like the modern iterations of them are pretty new.
Yeah.
Because even when we were doing the Salem season, we learned that Halloween it is really kind of how we know it now was from the 70s.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, that's not even that long ago.
And like Santa, as we know him, is from like the 1800s to like the early 1900s.
So what was the Coca-Cola tie-in?
Here, let me look it up more specifically.
Because the way I knew it was that they kind of like modernized Santa and like re-solidified him as like, he is the like, this is the guy. This is our guy. You know?
I'm looking this up just to make sure I got it correct. Because I have it in my brain.
I know, I have it in my brain too.
But sometimes I say stuff that's in my brain and then people are like, girl, that is not
And then
right.
You got canceled on Beatles Twitter.
Exactly, which did happen this week, but nothing but love and light to the Beatles,
You
modern Beatles
didn't really
fans.
get canceled even.
No, it was people, I understand that I made a video about MacMillan, and people will sometimes like post this in like fandom tweets, which I kind of wish they wouldn't. Like if I make a video about a fandom being like, oh, this is just an overview, like with my Marauders video, which I do think was, and all of the time my videos are like, I have nothing but respect for the fans. Like I love it. I'm not being like, these fucking freaks.
And
I'm
you
like,
are a fan.
I am a fan. That's why I find it interesting where I'm like, absolutely, in a different timeline, I would have been neck deep in MacMillan lore when I was 16, you know?
Absolutely.
But people will be like, oh my God, this girl made a video about this. And I'm like, don't tell them. Like, because people feel very defensive. And I think the MacMillan fans felt very defensive because I think a lot of times people call them freaks online, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So they kind of went into the video and into it being like, this fucking girl is going to make fun of us kind of thing, right? So I get that. But then it's also the thing of like, and I kind of thought this would happen as well because I just know Beatles fans across the board to be very like, actually, they did this. So it's like the straw man argument, which annoys me so much on YouTube because I don't make historical videos.
Yeah.
Like I make funny videos and I won't get into it too much. But it's very frustrating to be a woman online because people don't think you're being funny. Like they think you're there to provide. Inform. Where I'm like, I am a comedian. Like if any other male YouTuber was making the amount of jokes that I make, there would not be this level of information that is expected. And that's why I say in the beginning of like every video, like stuff might be wrong or incorrect, or I have a big problem of my brain connecting. You see this on the podcast all the time of like, I'll think something or read something and then say the wrong thing. Yeah. Like it's just, I have a problem.
That's also just kind of like human error in a way.
Yeah, and I'm not making these things to be informative of the history in the way that other people are, or even on this podcast we try to get things right, but on YouTube
we've gotten a lot better at our research.
100%. But like on YouTube I'm like, I'm there to inform.
Yeah,
that's what I'm there to do. So it's just people being like, I said that they went to Berlin instead of Hamburg. And like people being like, well, you said that, so everything you've said is wrong.
Oh yeah,
what's the even point of trusting you if you said these things are wrong?
That's also just slip of the tongue. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to like not like I put like a pinned comment being like, if you care so much, like here are the errors I made. I'm sorry, but this video, and I said it nicer than this, but like this video is not meant to be informational. Also, if you already know this stuff, like it's not for in-depth Beatles fans. It's for people who don't know about this story.
Yeah, it's for an intro.
And the video is good. Like I do think it's I didn't take it down because it's like that. And I also said that.
No, I don't think you should take it down
for
at all.
The Paris trip that they took in 1962.
Yeah.
It was for John's birthday, not Paul's birthday.
Oh, that's like whatever.
And this is the thing of like, it's one thing if I'm like an in-depth history of what really happened with the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
This was me being like, I've gone online and done some research about moments that MacMillan fans point to as proof that this happened. Let's walk through it. So it's not me like even arguing one side or the other. It's me presenting information that I found online.
Yeah.
So surely somebody did say it was Paul's birthday online. I read it. Yeah. And connected it.
Yeah, it was slip of whatever.
But it's just sometimes annoying.
No, that's
because
really
I'm
frustrating.
like, I am a comedian.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God, I have a really good title for your YouTube channel if you want to change your YouTube channel name. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Internet.
I love that.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
You should rebrand.
Yeah, and do it a massive rebrand. 5 years into my YouTube career.
I feel like for sure there's someone who has already thought of that, but that's pretty good.
It doesn't feel like so popularized. Like I wonder if like, you know,
I'm gonna Google that to see if anyone's already called that.
And then you got
that's a pretty good name.
Make a channel. Just like get the URL.
Yeah. Well, if I make a YouTube channel, you know it's going to be the world's most boring, self-serving video essays.
That's what I basically do.
Interested in. Anyway.
Okay, let me read the Santa.
Yeah, the
Coke
Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Stay strong.
Thank you. I like the video. The video was good. It was just that thing of like every once in a while, I will say Marauders fans chill as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like would sometimes be like,
because they know they're horny.
And there's so many of them that I think they don't feel as defensive because they're like, like they kind of know they're like fun freaks online, whatever. Oh, yeah. And it's been around for so long and they're fictional characters that lots is open to interpretation. So some people would be like, oh my God, I actually always knew it as this and this and this, but it was never like, you're fucking wrong.
Well, yeah, I also feel like whenever you have like a real person who also has died, the defense is going to double down where it's like, John Lennon is dead, therefore like, it just feels more serious.
Yes. And exactly. And I understand, like, I do think it comes from just this place of wanting to defend the thing you care about. And assuming that I'm coming from a place of bad faith, because people online often are coming from a place of bad faith.
Yeah.
I just find like straw man arguments aggravating.
Yeah.
Of being like, because I do like the way that my brain works, and I don't like playing the like learning disability card because I do think it can be overused in certain times, but I do just want to be like, constantly online, people will be like, well, you misspoke that date, so therefore everything in this video is incorrect and you're fucking stupid. And I want to be like, I'm disabled.
I'm trying my best.
Like I was diagnosed with dysnomia when it's like as a symptom of ADHD. Like this is just a normal thing that 60% of the population surely deals with. Like it's not. It's like when people keep like a crazy energy being like herpes, and it's like, isn't like 70% of the human population have herpes? Like,
oh yeah, it's like if you have a cold sore, you have herpes.
Like, why are we keeping this angry
I don't,
energy?
by the way.
I had a cold sore outbreak when I was like a really bad one.
Oh.
Only once, and I went to the doctor to be like, hey, what's going on? I'd never had them before. And she was like, yeah, you've been exposed, obviously. But like, so take this like antibiotic, and then there's like a chance that like you'll obviously always have like latent whatever.
Yeah. But
like you might only be, because you really are only contagious when you're like molting or whatever the word is. Like when you have one or one's starting or whatever. Because Reese has cold sores.
Mm-hmm. I'm in a herpes house.
Exactly. So wrap up.
Don't touch me.
Yeah. But then I've never since then. I had like 4 at once.
Oh
it was horrible. Ugh. I've never had one ever again.
That's crazy.
I know.
It's so weird how stuff like that works.
I know.
The human body.
But it was good. I was kind of happy I had it because it does make me really feel like, because I was reading a lot online about it when it was happening. Mm-hmm. And there's so much shame around it. And especially like genital herpes, which is basically the same as mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the same and it's very common, but nobody talks about it because like there's a shame around it.
Shut up.
So I think it was good for me to be like, oh, I now have never really made like an inadvertently, like it made me realize how common in comedy it is to make a joke being like, I have herpes, and being like, that's not very funny though.
Yeah.
Like everybody has this.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's
normal.
why straw man arguments annoy the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm like, we all say wrong shit. Like, but the heart of it is correct. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I would love to be detail oriented. If you guys looked at my fucking scripts, everything is right.
Yeah.
But then I'll say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating when people are like, well, then I guess none of it's real.
I guess you're fucking stupid.
Like, fuck off. Okay. So
Coca-Cola's
advertising of Santa played a big role in the modern image of Santa.
Cool.
Okay. They didn't create the image of Santa.
No.
We know this. It's coming from
years of metamorphosis.
Yes, exactly.
For
but
sure.
In 1931, Coca-Cola commissions illustrator Haddon Sundblom to create Santa images for their Christmas advertisements.
Okay.
Which heavily obviously play on the Thomas Nast ones as well.
Yes.
But make sure Santa has like red suit, all that stuff that we really identify him having, because Coca-Cola is also red, right?
Yes.
But let me go through some of this. This is interesting. Sundblom painted himself while looking in a mirror. So obsessed with that.
Iconic.
And
he wanted to have a legacy.
He also is Sundblom's friend Lou Prentice, a retired salesman. So it's a combination of the two of them.
Huge. Okay. So he painted himself in front of a mirror.
And his friend is like, and it's a mixture of the two.
That works.
So He's in the red suit. Sunblom Santa was depicted in a red velvet vest aligning with Coca-Cola's recognizable colors.
Cute.
He made sure that he had human features like rosy cheeks, a white beard, twinkling eyes, and laughter lines to make him more approachable because it's like an advertising campaign. And
I really think the rosy cheeks, I just have to say, sorry to interrupt, but the rosy cheeks really do it for me.
I feel like the two main Jolly Santa aspects I think of are rosy cheeks and a belly
full of jelly
rubbles. Like a belly full of jelly, but I think that he just does like a gaunt figure is not as welcoming as like a jolly old man.
A jolly old man with a big belly and rosy cheeks.
Yeah, and I think
what's more welcoming?
A clean Santa is also big.
Yeah,
like he always the white beard and hair. You always look at him and you're like, now that man is well groomed.
Yeah, as soon as they took away the gaunt dirt rags,
big Santa
popped off.
Santa's branding changed.
Unstoppable.
Yes. Okay. These images were really, really popular and people like played close attention to them. When anything changed in these images, people sent letters to Coca-Cola being like, change it back. And he became an icon of Western culture and a non-religious holiday symbol because of these advertisements.
Okay, love. Or hate.
His paintings are still used in Coca-Cola Christmas campaigns to this day and are considered a mandatory reference for the industry.
Okay.
So that's that.
Yeah, because Coca-Cola still does do like iconic Christmas commercials.
Definitely. I don't know if it's a thing in America the way it is in Canada, but like Christmas villages.
Oh my God.
A thing here, right? Like the little
Christmas villages.
I don't know if it's a thing in America, but it's like little kind of like porcelain houses.
It's giving like a model trains,
yes,
but a Christmas village.
And sometimes the model trains do go through the Christmas village.
Yes, no, oftentimes it's intersected.
Kind of like fluff, so it looks like snow happens. Yeah. And sometimes it's like they've got magnets, so it's like an ice skating rink, and then it'll be like two figures like skating on the ice.
Oh God, should I get a Christmas village?
Well, I want to ask my mom because we had a fucking fantastic one growing up. It was my favorite thing because also as a kid, all you want is toys in your house. Yeah. And like these are seasonal toys I just get to look at. I was obsessed with
they only come out once a year and you're like, oh my God.
So I gotta ask my mom, like, because I don't think we had them last year. And I'm like, I will take the Christmas village.
Yeah.
I want it. But what are the ones we had? Because also Coca-Cola introduced polar bears famously into their Christmas marketing.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, with like little red scarves.
Iconic.
And we had this little thing that was like an ice mountain where the polar bears were on magnets and they would slide down on their bellies.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I was that was my favorite. I was obsessed with that.
That's amazing.
I'll ask my mom after we finish recording today, like where the fuck that Santa's village is, because I'll set it up.
Did you ever have this toy? It's not really a Christmas toy, but it's like, it'd be like penguins and they go up the steps and then they slide down a slide. Did you have one of those toys?
I didn't have it. In Annapolis, Maryland, listeners know that there's a fucking ice cream shop. I forget what it's called in downtown Annapolis. And they have like 7 of those in the front window.
Oh my God.
And because there was always like a long line outside, you just like watch them go up and then slide down.
Oh, I love that.
I know, they're fun.
I need a Christmas tree, I realize. More simple machines. Yes. I really think we've gotten too complicated. I need simple machines back. Also, a lot of those Christmas movies we were talking about earlier, those like little animated short ones, my mom actually like videotaped on cassette from like when they aired on TV. And so the cool thing about that is like she also taped all the commercials. So I know
really
a lot of these commercials from like the 80s and 90s that were like these like real classic Christmas commercials of like Coca-Cola and like M&M's, like Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. I never thought about it at the time, but I was like, it's weird I'm watching commercials from like when I was a kid, it would have been like 10, 15 years ago. But now it's like, like 30, probably like 40 years ago.
That's really cool.
I know.
I love that. You're saying you want a Christmas tree. I want one as well.
I know.
I'm going to get one for real this year.
Are you going to get a real one?
I think I'm going to. Well, I was researching it and somebody's going to come in the comments and be like, this is not actually true. But they are better for the environment than fake ones, which I didn't know.
The real ones are better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't think that because you've chopped the tree down.
Because you have to harvest them.
Yeah.
They're like they're more
like a crop.
Yeah, they're like a crop. They're not like a forest.
Yeah, but I think what I can also do that I messaged you about that we should do is I feel like if we go to like Value Village like this week, we can get Christmas decorations for like cheap.
Oh, for sure.
Because what I was thinking is like if we get like some kind of like velvet, like fabric, we can
make little bows.
Yeah, I can make bows from that and stuff like that.
Yeah, we should do a little thrift trip also because I'm, for the listeners, currently in what I would describe as like a jacket psychosis where I have 2 winter jackets in my brain that I'm convinced I'm going to find at a thrift store or
designed a
vintage
jacket.
store. Well, they're real jackets. And I've gotten so close, Carly. It's like, it's heartbreaking how close I've gotten to the like both jackets. And it's been like, one had like a giant rip I couldn't ignore, and another one was like the wrong color. Like it's like, oh, I got so close.
I have faith in you.
I think I need one more good trip before I just call it a day and buy a Uniqlo Therma thing.
I think if we go, because like the last time we went to that Value Village, it's got a dark energy.
Yeah,
and
it's really haunted.
It's kind of tailspinned me.
Yeah.
But I think if we go on like a day where that's the thing.
Yeah, and we go in the morning.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to go in the morning.
And I'm going to bring a mask just because it smells so rank.
It's weird. I also want to go to Canadian Tire. I feel like Canadian Tire is slept on in terms of like Christmas stuff.
Yeah, well, I feel like I might have to go there if I get this Christmas village to get that fake fucking snow.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, we can have a Christmas shopping. I also have to buy gifts. Oh my God.
I know. I made my list ahead of time and I've just got to do that.
I need to make my list and I need to start buying things because I always leave it till so last minute. And I know. Need to just not do that this year.
End of November is good because all the American brands do Black Friday stuff. But like you don't want to do December because you don't want to go to the mall. Mm-hmm. But end of November, I feel like is the time.
Yeah, I know. I need to pull it together in a huge way.
Anyways, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's make this tragedy about us.
The tragedy is Santa Claus.
I know. Usually we cover very depressing topics like the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. But today we're just talking about our jolly old Saint Nick.
Yes.
Blair, invent your German
German
Christmas Santa side character.
Okay. I feel like, so here's the thing about this episode. And this isn't erasure. Or this isn't a jab at you, but you did provide no background on Mrs. Claus.
I know. It's because I'm a misogynist.
And it's because you hate women. So
I do.
My German Santa Claus is going to be Fräulein Claus.
Okay.
And she's an icon. She kind of owns she's kind of like Fräulein Schneider from Cabaret, I'm picturing.
I love.
And then she owns like a hotel and she's known for being giving it's like an inn vibe, like a bed and breakfast. And she makes like cookies and dinners and everything. And she shares around that time. Okay. And one time when like Saint Nick and his posse are, going through terrorizing Germany, she like has them all at her inn.
Yes. Okay. Love that.
And like feeds them and stuff. And then like Saint Nick's gonna quit Christmas and she's like, no, you must continue. Like the children need you. Like blah, blah,
blah. Little Italian there.
And then they, she went to Italy, but she's in Germany.
But she's in Germany now.
Don't get it fucking twisted. She's in Germany. And then they like fall in love. They have this like beautiful love story. And like she convinces him to continue Christmas.
I love that.
And then they get married and move to the North Pole. But like she like actually has like, they are like polyamorous with some of the elves.
They're poly. Like honestly, even outside of your depiction of German Fräulein.
Yeah.
Klaus.
Fräulein Klaus.
You take one look at Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Oh yeah.
Those are poly swingers.
She also got huge big naturals.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and strong hands.
Strong hands.
Yes.
She's like what's her star sign? I feel like she might be like a Taurus. I hate to say it. I know I am a Taurus.
Yeah, I could see a Taurus. Because she also stays at the North Pole, so she likes comfort.
I feel like
a Sag.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's fucking all over the place.
He's all over the place.
All over the place.
And Krampus is a Gemini.
Yeah, for sure. Krampus, Sinterklaas is he's got to be like a Cancer.
I was thinking Sinterklaas is a Cancer because he's coming over from Spain on a steamboat.
Yeah. It's like okay.
Bell's Nickel.
It's got to be an Aquarius.
Oh, I like that. Bell's Nickel's an Aquarius, and then who is Santa's roommate who gives kids a bag of ashes?
There's no way we're gonna remember that.
But
name.
what's his sign?
Oh, his sign. Maybe I don't know. I feel like Virgo. He seems like really like in charge.
He is. He's organizing. He's keeping Santa on track.
Okay, who's your character?
Okay, so my character. I don't have a name. I think it should be something kind of Bell's Nickel.
Yeah.
Art. We were talking about how the name Art Crumb the other day. So maybe he's Art Crumb.
Yeah.
And he is kind of a Krampus-like figure in the sense that he is like half goat, half man, maybe. It's like the body of a man with the legs of a goat.
That's good.
You know, that kind of vibe. Red eyes, really scary.
Okay.
But is a figure of good where he has a whip, obviously, and chains. And he raps on a child's window.
Yeah.
And but his whole thing is that he is another figure of Coca-Cola advertising. He's been invented by Coca-Cola. Okay. So he asks children to recite a poem or something.
Yeah.
You know, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And if they get it right, they get a bottle of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And if they get it wrong, he throws a glass Coca-Cola bottle at their head.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, you know.
That's really good.
I think it's time for Coca-Cola
to have an evil devil figure.
Why don't we have Coca-Cola Krampus?
Why don't we have Krampus advertising like Coke Zero?
Yes.
Right?
Or do it for Pepsi. So it's like bad PR. Like he's like a Pepsi figure.
I'm like
it's
a
like
bad guy.
Coke is good, holidays, whatever. Yeah. Pepsi is evil Krampus figure throwing glass bottles at your child's head.
Pepsi is like sexy Christmas. So there's not enough sex at Christmas.
Yes. It's okay. So it's like a Krampus-like figure with like those green M&Ms, knee-high boots.
Yes.
And like eyelashes.
Yes. I do think they should have kept the green M&M slutty. That's my like super Republican opinion.
Well, there's a weird thing about it in that like by making her less slutty, you're admitting that you are attracted to an M&M.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
by
was this
you
a problem?
caring about this, you admit that you want to fuck the M&M.
I know there's stuff like that too, where it's like when people try and be like, oh, the Bratz dolls are too sexy. It's like, why do you
want to fuck a doll?
Why do you want to fuck a doll? Like it's weird. Like
it's a doll.
Yeah, like this sounds like a you problem. Like I was playing with Bratz. I wasn't thinking like I wish
this doll is fuckable.
I wish this doll is so fuckable. That's why I like this doll.
No.
I was like, I like her little suede jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
And her funky hair.
Is that a crime?
Is that such a crime?
No.
It's weird. No, I do think that they should let the green M&M be fuckable again.
Honestly, 2025.
That's what I'm saying.
Trump, get on it.
Trump, do us some favors.
Do something.
Do something
about the green M&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Honestly, awesome. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Had a great time learning. Loving.
We won't announce. Maybe we won't announce exactly what it is, but
we can say it.
Okay, then we can say it.
Okay. Do it.
An announcement.
Ding, ding, ding. If you stayed an hour and 20 minutes into the episode, you get an
announcement as a treat.
You get an announcement as a treat. Do you want to kick it off, Carley?
I mean, I don't really know how to explain it, so I feel like you should say it.
For the rest of December, we're pausing our season, and leading up to this Christmas time, we are going to do a series of mini episodes, 12 icons.
Yeah, the 12 days of icons.
The 12 days of icons, where we are doing mini episodes on different iconic history figures that we love. And we're honestly just doing it as a little advent calendar, a little girl historian's advent calendar.
So you'll get like 12 mini eps of different historical figures that we deem iconic this holiday season.
Yeah.
It's a non-denominational, non-religious, secular
just
vibe.
a thing, just a vibe. And then we'll be back with our normal programming in January.
Yeah.
But we're really excited to embark on it because it's different for us. And if you've been following along with the pod, we've really been experimenting with form in a huge way.
Yeah, we kind of want to push the form.
We're trying to push the form, and honestly, it's really fun. And
it's super fun.
It's super fun, and we're loving this new rhythm that we've found, and we hope you are too.
Yeah.
So
we'll see you next week.
If not, send us an angry email, but not too angry.
Just
maybe
normal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe even a nice email.
Pretend it's like if we've changed a single aspect of Coca-Cola Santa.
Yeah.
Like you're angry, but you want to get what you want. You want the original Santa Claus
angry,
back.
You're like, if you don't bring back the rosy cheeks,
I will send a mail bomb to the Coca-Cola headquarters.
I will bomb you guys.
So give him his rosy cheeks and his bifocals.
Yeah,
and no one gets hurt.
Don't be weird.
Don't be effing weird.
Don't be weird.
Okay, bye. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.